And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're at Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach. We want to wish you all a happy 4th of July weekend, and we're going to celebrate here at Mossy Ford. They're celebrating by practically giving away cars and trucks here, but we're celebrating with a couple of great experts here in our remote studio. Ty Ponder and Todd Kline, who are bass fishing experts. They've got everything covered, both fresh and saltwater bass fishing, especially saltwater bass fishing, and a lot more. Live from Mossy Ford, come on down. Your next chance to win that trip to Katmai Lodge in Alaska with the casting contest and the random draw and prize cowboys here with Tommy giving away a ton of great prizes. This is going to be a great show right here. Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach. Come on down and let's talk hookup and listen right here on the Mighty 1090. One of my favorite things about fishing, in addition to hooking up a nice yellowfin, is a chance to meet great people. And when I run into someone that served our country or a local hero that has served our community, I make it a point to say thank you. And right now, your San Diego County Ford dealer would like to show their gratitude by offering all first responders, active military personnel, veterans, and retirees a special appreciation bonus on top of current offers available on a new Ford car, truck, or SUV. It's your Ford dealer's way of saying thank you. Thank you to all first responders and military personnel for your service to us all. When duty calls, when disaster strikes, when others are in need, they go first, and they deserve to be recognized. To learn more about this special appreciation bonus, go to FordHonorsTheHeroes.com. That's FordHonorsTheHeroes.com. Or simply stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The main emphasis on the ranch, we're going to keep it old style. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve what we have. The kitchen is brand new kitchen this year with all new kitchen equipment, new stoves, ovens. We put a new freezer in. We've put in all brand new split air conditioners with thermostats to make sure every room is cold. We've also worked on the boat fleet with a couple large lures, a 31 and a 34. We've got the largest Super Ponga fleet on the East Cape, all with brand new Yamaha motors. Brand new beds. We've got all Serta beds, the best beds in Baja, I kid you not. We're working all the time at the ranch. We're not changing it, just making it a lot better. That's why we get the high TripAdvisor reviews. It's my responsibility. I got to take care of you. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero. RanchoLeonero.com. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646 Baja.
Shimano is proud to present an opportunity for you to go fishing on two of the finest three-quarter day boats on the fleet and use the top-of-the-line Shimano gear. It's Terramar Tuesday, going on now through September. Join Shimano Pro staff aboard the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, and coming in June, the new Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. These trips will be booked through the landing, and it's the same price as a regular three-quarter day trip. But the difference will be a selection of top-of-the-line Shimano Terramar rods and reels will be available for you to try, along with an assortment of Shimano jigs and more. And a member of the Shimano Pro staff will be aboard to answer questions you may have. Terramar Tuesdays will feature Shimano Terramar rods with Trinidad A, Torium HG, Tranks, and Talica reels available for you to try for free. Don't miss Terramar Tuesday on the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, and beginning June 7th aboard the Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. Check the landing website for more details or the trips page at hookup1090.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090, live from Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach. Going to be a fun show today, man.
Hey, yeah, that's for sure. We're live here at Mossy Ford, right in Pacific Beach, Mission Bay Drive. You can't miss it. Right off the I-5, Grand or Garnett exit. Just come on down. You can't miss the location here. We're right under the blue and white tent and surrounded by Ford cars and trucks. that, by the way, with the Cellathon are all on sale, and pretty miraculous event here at Mossy Ford. And all the San Diego County Ford dealers are participating, but they've got some extra incentives and extra deals here at Mossy Ford. So come on down. As I always say, when do I buy a car or truck? I buy it during the Cellathon. They have 3 a year, and this is one of those times when you want to buy.
Yeah, it's free money basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the right time to do it.
Yeah.
Memorial Day, 4th of July, these are the big ones. This is the time to do it.
Huge rebates.
Yeah, that's cool.
And incentives coming right from not only the dealer but also Ford Motor Company too. So if you're in the market for a new Ford car or truck, this is the weekend you want to do it. Mossy Ford, the place to do it. In addition to that, they also have, and you have to go into the showroom and check this out. Of course, last year we were here, they were under construction. They had the trailers. It's a new Mossy.
Yeah,
this
it's beautiful.
Year. Beautiful Mossy Ford. The location, the new showroom is absolutely spectacular. And in that showroom, just arrived yesterday, is the new Focus RS. It's basically a Focus supercar.
Okay.
It's a 2016. They only get one. They got one.
Really?
Yeah, and this is it's a twin scroll 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine, delivers 350 horsepower and 350 pounds of foot torque. Thing is a rocket ship, and it's really, really cool. If you're a car buff and you want to see an amazing vehicle, it's in the Mossy showroom today. It's been written about in all the magazines, in all the car magazines, and now it's here.
And they get one.
And they get one.
And it's here.
That's
here. Rad.
Yeah. So if you want to see it, or better yet, buy it, it's available for sale right now here at Mossy Ford. And they have a lot of other great deals and incentives, too. Did you know that they have over 170 F-Series pickups in stock?
I believe it, man.
This is pretty amazing.
We're in PB. You got to have something to tow the boat with.
Yeah. Well, talk about towing the boat. This weekend, you can get an F-250 XL Crew Diesel, a Super Duty F-150 2016 with a diesel, four-wheel drive.
F-250, right?
Yeah, F-250. $39,983.
That's my ride, man.
Are you kidding me?
That's it.
Yeah, with the diesel. So, and that's just one example of many, many deals that they have. We'll go over later on the show. But let's talk to our guests here, Ty and Todd. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning. Glad to be here. Thanks
great
for
to
having
have
us.
you.
Stoked to have you guys.
Thanks for
it's
coming
fun.
down to Mossy Ford. And Ty, we've known you and your kid for, boy, it's been a long time.
Probably,
right? Since the beginning
where's
of
TJ?
Hookup.
I know, probably 10 years or so, and we still listen to the show, still love the show, and I'm glad to be asked to come here. As a matter of fact, by the way, I want to tell you, I have 2 Ford F-150s. They tow horse trailers as well.
Wow.
Horse trailers and boats. That's what my wife has. But, we love the show.
Your wife has both, the horse trailer and the boats?
No, I have the boat. She has the horse trailer,
Yeah, okay.
but it tows both equally as well, and I couldn't be happier with the cars.
They're the best.
They are. They really are.
No doubt about it.
And I'm here with Todd Kline, my friend. I met him a couple of years ago, and we've been doing quite a bit of fishing together.
Yeah. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Now, you fish on the mostly in the freshwater professional bass circuit, right?
Yeah, correct. Sorry, I started fishing with FLW about 3 or 4 years ago now, and on the co-angler side, which actually is in the back of the boat, and have had quite a bit of success and learned a ton. You know, I grew up in Florida, and when I fished back there, I'd grab a bag of plastic worms, go down to the local golf course, and cast out, catch fish, and I didn't know why or what. And since I've lived in California, I sure have learned a lot, and now I'm transitioning a little bit to the salt, and Ty is definitely teaching me a lot, and I'm having a blast.
That's
awesome.
cool. How do you see the difference between catching freshwater bass and saltwater bass?
There's a lot of parallels. First and foremost, it's a small industry. Just like I come from the surfing world, and everybody knows everybody, so you want to mind your P's and Q's. And but when it comes to fishing, bass are bass, and they relate to structure. And so learning everything that I have in the freshwater, there's a lot of applications that I've been able to take now to the salt. And I'll ask a lot of questions to Ty, but also I'll try my own things, and it's really cool to see a lot of the things that I've learned on the freshwater is absolutely working on the saltwater. It's just everything's intensified when you're on the saltwater.
Ty, as you guys both fish the local calico bass circuits, right? All three. Do you see Todd bringing new things to you from his freshwater experience in the saltwater world?
Without question. Like he says, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, they are a bass. I mean, but they relate to the same things. They relate to structure, for example, different types of structure. Maybe kelp and rocks, and freshwater, it's something a little different. We have a little more dynamic environment in the ocean where we're looking for varied conditions, such as current. Current plays a huge role in this. But it's amazing because I've learned, a lot from Todd, where the last tournament we fished, which we were fortunate enough to win, he was the one that said, hey, why don't we go look at this? And we went and looked at that, and we started catching fish when we weren't before. Actually, we were catching some 6-inch sand bass, but then we turned around, and started catching really nice fish. Or he'll say, we'll be cruising along, and he'll say, hey, look at that dark spot over there that I didn't even see, for example. Sure. He plays a huge role in that. His instincts are great, and I'll tell you right now, he's had a ton of success in his first 3 years in the FLW. A lot of success. Co-Angler of the Year 2 out of his 3 years in the FLW.
That's impressive.
No, he has Forest Wood Cup winner.
Not Forest Wood Cup winner. I got a 10th there, but I was fortunate to win the national championship.
Sorry about that.
In FLW?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Last year it was the Ohio River. But while we're speaking about structure, I was thinking about it last night. One of the biggest things that I've noticed, is that it's the transitions, and it's the same thing in freshwater. And whether you're out at San Clemente or wherever you're at, you might be around and it's all boulder rock, right? Well, right where it transitions to smaller rock or sand, a lot of times fish will relate to that little transition right there. And it's the same thing for freshwater. You can go down a whole bank and there's toolies, and there's one piece of wood. A lot of times they're relating to that one piece of wood. And, I've learned from Ty is that you're going down the docks and you're pitching for spotties. There's single pylons, there's a double, boom, there's a fish right there. And so it's those little subtleties that you got to kind of pay attention to when you're out there. And I keep going back to when I was in Florida. I just went fishing. There's so many people out there that are probably listening right now that just go fishing. If you guys just pay a little bit of attention to those subtleties, and when you caught a fish, was it on, the shaded side, or just those little things, and when you start to dial it in, that's when you'll go from catching 5 fish to, a lot of fish and a lot of better fish.
And that's got to be where the joy of tournament fishing comes, is it's a different deal than just going to catch them, and you get your satisfaction for figuring them out. Whether you won or lost, there's a major amount of satisfaction derived from, how you ended up doing. And it doesn't necessarily mean where you placed, but you at least you figured that part of it, or you didn't and you were humbled by it, and whatever else maybe. It adds an extra really cool aspect to it.
It increases your learning curve fivefold. I believe tournament fishing does. It also, it's not for everybody. Fishing is for relaxation, and we still do the same.
Sure.
But the highs are that much higher, and the lows are a little bit lower.
Totally.
You come in with your head hanging down. That is what it is. But it makes, if you probably are ultimately a tournament fisherman, it just makes you try that much harder the next time. And learn as much as you can, as quickly as you can. And we've been able to feed off each other quite a bit with this. It's been very nice.
I love fishing the tournaments, and not at all because you think you're going to win a bunch of money or anything like that, but it just adds it no question adds an extra level of excitement to it. Whether you're the guy that thinks you're going to take the check or just going to do it, and the shotgun starts or the adrenaline is always a notch higher. I always try and recommend if you got a buddy you fish with all the time on the weekends, just go for it. Doesn't mean you're going to win or lose, but it no question adds an extra element of everything to it. It's cool.
So let me ask Todd this: taking away, and I know this is hard to extract, but taking away the money, taking away the competition, the international competition that you face in FLW, compare the challenge of fishing in the saltwater bass tournaments versus here versus the FLW.
More specific to the elements, is that what you're...
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
It's funny you say that because I say this all the time to Ty. Everything about the saltwater is magnified. I say it's bass fishing on steroids. Unfortunately, every time I go fishing with Ty, I go home with bloody thumbs. Shredded.
That's a good thing.
Shredded.
Yeah.
I'm gonna as lame as it might be, I'm gonna end up putting something on my thumbs every time I start taking photos because it's bad. And then, you got long runs. Out here we've got smaller reservoirs, so we're not making long runs in the tournaments. But when you go back east, sometimes you're running 75 miles.
Sure.
Wow. 9 times out of 10, the water's not very rough, though. Out here, when I'm fishing with Ty, we're running 2 hours a lot of times in these tournaments, in the Calico events. And I feel like when I stop, my head just wants to keep rolling. I'm like a bobblehead, and I'm like, golly, I can't wait to get back on the lake and just sip some coffee, you know.
Right.
And so everything's just magnified, and the same goes, 9 times out of 10, those bites too. It's like you're firing up to the stones, trying to get it tight, and you're like, oh no, the current's going to take it, I'm going to get snagged, and all of a sudden it just slams you like I'm snagged, and then it pulls, you're like, oh gosh, that's a fish.
That's the right one.
And it's really, really fun, but it's definitely not going to replace freshwater fishing for me. It's just another element, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Do you find you need as many bullets in your holster, lures in your tackle box as you do for freshwater bass fishing?
I am still as green as it comes, I would say, on calico. Definitely I'm learning, but I'm going to say that, no, I don't think you need as much arsenal for the saltwater. I think you're able to kind of, dial in with 4 or 5 different things. You got to still do your research, you can't just go out there with a couple things you think might work. And, I always, Ty's going to guide me and others that are out there, but I don't think you need as much, where especially out here in Southern California on the reservoirs, there's times where you got to get down to 5-pound tests, you got to get small baits, and you got to really finesse them because that same spot had 20 boats on it the day before, all dropping plastics on them, So
Sure.
It's definitely, I think it's a lot harder to get bit in the freshwater. Although the saltwater is definitely going to have its days too, but I love the saltwater fishing because generally the activity is a lot higher.
Wow,
that's cool.
So Ty, talk about the different, the 3 different groups here that put on tournaments.
Sure. The first was the SWBA, Saltwater Bass Anglers. They've been around for about 15 years, and they're still around, doing a great job, and love all their tournaments. Then the Saltwater Bass Series, Jerry Mayhew with the SBS came along, puts on a wonderful tournament series as well. Has a really excellent year-end championship as well. It's a lot of fun. And then this was the first season for the Western Elite Saltwater Tournament. And they've done a great job. Wonderful presentation, tons of fun. And they all have a lot to offer. I actually have fished all 3 series this year. I think I went 6 weeks straight once with a tournament every weekend.
Wow.
I was a little burnt. But it's a lot of fun to me.
Cool.
I look forward to every one, and they're all 3 doing a real nice job.
Yeah, it's really brought a whole element of excitement to saltwater bass fishing.
Totally.
Here on the West
It
Coast.
really it's growing really fast. There's a lot of guys, a lot of new teams, not only at the beginning of the year, but during the year we see new faces all the time. As a matter of fact, I think it was the second SBS tournament this year. 2 new guys showed up. I can't remember their names, but really cool guys, had a neat boat, and which is not necessary, by the way, but just had a neat boat. They're all into it. Showed up and won the tournament.
That's right.
First tournament.
First one they fished.
The first one they fished, and that just goes to show you the potential.
Anybody can win.
Anybody can win on any
Totally.
given day. The more you prepare, the more time you put in, more time you have on the water, probably you increase your chances. It's like Texas Hold'em. They say the amount of luck versus skill, but even the very best poker players are still at 30% skill level. So you're just trying to increase your skill level to maximize that and maybe win a tournament one day.
Cool. Now, with all the 3 that you mentioned, do you need to fish the series to be a part of them? Can you pick and choose? Are they different that way? I mean, if Todd and I we really like spotted bay bass fishing, and one of those organizations just has a spotty tournament, can we enter that, or you know what I mean?
For the most part, yes. The Western Elite Saltwater tournaments, as of today at least, this season was invitation only. I don't know if that'll change or not next year, but as of now it was. They're also calico bass only. The other series include all 3 species, calico bass, sand bass, and spotties. Primarily, most of it's geared towards probably spotties and calico bass. But, yeah, you can go in right in the middle of the year, say, I'd like to fish this tournament, pay an entry fee, and go win the thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. All comers are welcome.
That's fun.
I think one thing to add, too, because I was new this year, is that, the whole crew, because it can be intimidating,
Sure.
Hey, you and I, we've never done one before. We want to show up, and it's like, do we go? Are they going to mad dog us when we show up?
Yeah.
Coolest group,
That's right.
Anyone
They
that's out there
welcome
listening,
all newcomers.
Absolutely.
You bet.
What
Absolutely.
about the FLW? Is it the same?
Same thing. And that one definitely can be intimidating. You show up and you got a parking lot of 150 boats, $70,000, and the crazy Ford trucks pulling them, and same thing, and I was fortunate. I had a unique background. I'm not just, and I'll claim it. I am a redneck, but I'm not your average redneck. I'm a surfer. And so that can be confusing.
From Florida.
That can be confusing.
Do they have surf in Florida?
And that's why I moved out here. But, it was a bit intriguing to them. And so I think it was actually really cool because here I am. A lot of the guys are going, well, what, boy? You're a surfer? You're out here bass fishing? And it's been really fun. And I've experienced the same thing with Ty. And granted, I'm sure it's helped that, everybody knows Ty. But everybody's been super cool. So if someone's out there listening and they want to, try a bass tournament, come out and check them out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not intimidating at all to show up. All the guys are really nice. They'll introduce themselves and make you feel very, very welcome.
That's cool.
Hearing your southern accent there reminds me of what Don Iovino used to say on this show, the Doodlin' King himself. He used to say, out here we grow up with a surfboard, and back there they grow up with a bass rod in their hand back in the South. So these kids are bass fishing in lakes from when they're born, right? That's the competition back then.
Well, that's the thing that was really, surprising to me when I moved out here. I moved out here when I was 21 for surfing. I lived right here in South Mission Beach, and when I first moved out here, I back home because, to your point, there's not much surf. I fished way more than I surfed back in Florida. When I moved out here, I looked around, and in Florida, you can go a mile any direction and you're bass fishing. Out here, I was like, oh, gosh, bass fishing's done.
Yeah.
And I'd sometimes go out to the casinos and play cards, and I'd see a bass boat, and I'd say, hey, where are you going? And they'd say, oh, San Vicente or wherever it was. And at the time, it was, I didn't know any of those lakes. I'm like, cool, have fun. It took me 10 years to start bass fishing out here.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I started to do some research I realized that it's world-class out here and jumped in head first. And whether it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to focus on my surfing or, who knows, but I'm happy that I finally figured it out.
So freshwater bass fishing's better here than it is in the South?
I don't know that it's better. Obviously freshwater's more prevalent in Florida, so
sure.
You can go any direction, and I think it's easier for someone to get involved in Florida. Out here you got to kind of commit.
Right.
I live in San Clemente, and just about every reservoir is about an hour and a half from my house.
Sure.
But, once I did figure it out, I'd say, yeah, it is world-class. I don't know if it's better. Lake Okeechobee is pretty darn good, but I tell you what, Clear Lake and the Delta, the latest rankings for the best lakes in the nation just came out, and I want to say they were like 4th and 5th in the top 10, and there was 1 or 2 from Florida too. So it's arguable.
That's good.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
But it is awesome out here.
Yeah, pretty neat. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today. Talk a little different, not a little bass today.
I'm stoked. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. And you want to talk about picking brains from a couple of just true experts and guys that are on the water all the time. It's going to be a unique opportunity. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we want to hear from you this morning. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup, the best thing you do is come down and join us, man. We got a great spot here at Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach, an easy day, and come on down and hang out and win a bunch of free stuff. Or give us a call on the phones. We'd love to hear from you on the phones. If you're driving down, not able to make it, there's 2 ways you can reach us if you want to talk to Ty and Todd. First is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free, and that toll-free line is 877-792-1090. Again, 877-792-1090. It is going to be a very busy show because a couple of really popular guys here. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, boy, not only are we going to be talking all kinds of fishing, talking fun today, we've got so many rad prizes if you want to come down and join us. And as always, when we do these great live remote Ford broadcasts, during the break, we give away tons of free stuff just for coming down and hanging out. So as soon as you come down, see the cowboy, he'll get you a little raffle ticket. And during all the breaks, we raffle off so much cool stuff. I mean, there's tables full of cool swag, Rapala and Williamson lures, and a bunch of cool stuff from AFTCO, and so much goodies. Those all get raffled off totally for free just for coming down. And also, Ryan running the casting contest, as always, very, very fun there. We got some really cool prize for the casting contest as well. Giving away
if you're a bass fisherman, this is your casting contest.
This is a cool one. Our casting contest today was met with some unique challenges because there's some new landscaping around. So it's a pretty darn cool one. We've got a cool casting contest that Ryan's going away and giving away a Shimano rod, one of those AFTCO Arena rod belts, a Rapala Williamson lure package. And in addition, all 3 places are going to win, thanks to our good buddy Jeff from One Cool Tuna and the Z-Bar, going to win a Z-Bar surface iron and one of those One Cool Tuna label line stickers. So very, very cool from Jeff for doing that.
Prize.
You're not kidding,
Thanks,
man.
Jeff, for bringing those down. And Jeff's here to talk to. If you want to talk to him about his new innovative Z-Bars that have taken the surface iron world by storm.
Yeah, fantastic lure for sure. So really cool. All 3 guys are going to get one of those cool little packages. And then as always, the winner of the casting contest is going to be eligible for winning one of those major 8 grand prizes. As is everyone that attends today is going to get a ticket for all the great prizes that we're giving away. Plus, you're going to fill out an entry form to be one of the 8 qualifiers to win a trip to the world-famous Katmai Lodge in Alaska. I still can't believe that trip that gets given away. It's a Let's Talk Hookup trip, July of 2017. It includes 4 days of fishing, 4 nights of lodging, all your meals at the lodge, and a round-trip ticket on Alaska Airlines from San Diego to Anchorage. We're going to draw the qualifier at the end of the day's show, and remember, you got to be present to be a qualifier for that trip to Katmai.
So the winner of the casting contest and one qualifier from the random drawing present here at 9 o'clock. Going to have a 1 in 8 chance to go to Katmai Lodge.
So rad.
And then you got that trip on the blackjack as a consolation prize.
Or
at a Dana War Sport Finish. Or it's Shimano Rods and Reels, Maui Jim sunglasses. They're all good.
Yeah, so cool. If you're one of those 8 qualifiers, you're walking away with a seriously rad prize, and we're stoked to get to do that. Again, if you want to get through on the phones this morning, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. And all our callers, don't forget, we got a great prize for you, too. One lucky caller at the end of the show today is going to win a half-day fishing trip for 2 aboard the Daily Double at a Point Loma Sport Fishing. Includes all the tackle rental if you need it. Very cool prize there. And if you want to step up to the microphone, ask a question to Todd or Ty, we're giving a great prize for that, too. Step up to the microphone question. One lucky drawer is going to get a brand new pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. It's the Piahi frame, which that is the frame that I wear. That's my absolute favorite, is the Maui Jim Piahi. It's a matte black frame with an HCL bronze lens. It's a super thin glass. It's a great pair of Maui Jims, and that's going to one lucky person that steps up to the microphone to ask a question. So tons of great giveaways, tons of great information, and tons of fun. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 55 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built for ultimate performance on the water. From our next-generation fishing shorts like the Tactical Camo or Stealth Shorts to our AF Block sun protection shirts like the Fish Ninja and Samurai Sun Hoodie, the entire AFCO clothing lineup is purpose-built with the latest AFTech fabrics and designed with functional features to deliver top performance for the demanding angler. Visit www.afco.com to find a dealer near you.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea-Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com. Information is the key to success, and inside information is even better. When it comes to fishing, inside information is critical, and that's what FishDope.com delivers. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and save fuel. FishDope.com is the only SST service with a satellite oceanographic PhD on board. The only fish finding service with a spotter plane. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com boasts the largest code group anywhere, covering sport boats, commercial boats, and private boaters. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. What I'm telling you is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, good luck. Membership costs less than 40 gallons of gas for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, stay tuned for the special code to save $20 on a FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel. If you've heard the advice Scott Sherman from Fifth Avenue Insurance has given anglers over the past couple of years, you know there is much more to your boat insurance than just a low rate. Well, Fifth Avenue Insurance can not only find you the lowest rates on your boat insurance, they also make sure the coverage you get meets all your needs. What if you had an accident with the boat and found out you didn't have proper coverage? Well, that just won't happen when you insure with Fifth Avenue Insurance. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Fifth Avenue Insurance, 619-640-3130, or check the number 5 THAVEINS.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Again, we're live here at Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach, having a great time. This is going to be a fun show, man.
Yeah. And on a sad note here, we're missing somebody very important to us here at Let's Talk Hookup today, our good friend Mike from Carlsbad. A lot of you know him. He came to every remote, called the radio show numerous times. He unfortunately passed away on Monday, died of a heart attack at the Denver airport. And Mike will be missed. A lot of friends here at our locations here, and Mike was a regular for years and years with us, and we're going to really miss Mike for sure, and definitely a huge loss to our Let's Talk Hookup family here, for no doubt about it. Mike from Carlsbad passed away this past Monday. On a positive note now, Lewis is here from CCA, and Lewis, want to thank you for your efforts and all that you're doing to help the San Diego chapter of CCA California.
Well, Pete, thank you for letting me be here and letting CCA be out and have a table out at your remote broadcast. So just trying to be out here and let everybody know that, CCA is out here. Obviously, we've got some things that are pending, with Bluefin, Tanner Bank. So just trying to get everybody to know what CCA is about here in Southern California, trying to get the word out, get some members, because as we know, we can't fight without the money, and unfortunately, money takes memberships. So
yes.
Hopefully enough everybody will come up, visit the table afterwards, and come ask us some questions about CCA and what it's all about.
And most importantly, if you're not a member of CCA, do join. It's very important that we all rally together, because things aren't getting any easier.
No.
They're getting worse, and the extreme environmental groups are I would call them not even environmental groups, because we're the true environmentalists. They are extremists, are trying to take all sorts of fishing away from us. And we need a national organization like CCA, which they are, that is benefited by local chapters like yourself, that fights these fights throughout from a national basis.
Right, yeah, exactly. And especially now, because the environmentalists have figured out why bother with the state level. They're going straight to the federal side with all new pending legislation that's going on. So that's where CCA National comes on board, because obviously they have representation in Washington, which obviously us as a state, being a new chapter, doesn't. So that's why it's important to join CCA.
And they're hugely successful in Florida, in the South.
All those eastern states. North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas.
Yeah.
Very big.
And there's a lot going on right now. Like, this is the time, I've seen the articles and, word of the bluefin, people rallying wanting that thing to be inundated. Like, this is the organization that's there to fight that. Like, that.
Right.
This is who we have as recreational anglers.
We can't do it alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's not something that just happens overnight. It's something that it takes years and years to fight, but we got to be in the fight to make it happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do anything. Can't do something overnight. It is going to take some time, and I think that's where anglers have to realize. Give us some patience. We're a new state. This is only our second year, and that's why membership is so important here in the state.
Yeah, you bet. So go see Lewis and his gang over there at the CCA table. It's right next to the donuts. Easy to find.
Right next to the donuts.
Good location. Good call.
You can
Cowboy.
see Dave's had a lot of donuts over there.
Yeah, Cowboy. Now, I might add, too, Cowboy, who you see walking around here, is going to be in the Oceanside 4th of July parade today.
Oh, right on.
In the Oceanside, he'll be the guy with the cowboy hat.
There you go.
In the Oceanside parade. So look for the Cowboy today in the Oceanside Senior Anglers section of the Oceanside parade today. Lewis, thanks for being here. Thanks for your efforts. And
thank you.
We want to make sure everybody does that.
No, thank you very much for getting us the opportunity to be out here and for your time, because I know you're on the state board for CCA. So thank you.
You bet. All right. My pleasure. We got to do it. Hey, Matt from La Mesa is here. Matt, are you no, he's not casting.
Making his way down.
There he is. All right.
What's up, Matt?
Good morning, Matt.
I was wondering, in the wake of the elections in Mexico recently, is that any impact on our abilities to fish down there?
I haven't heard any changes. I know that we're making very positive efforts in the broadcast that we've done down there. The people welcome us with open arms. They're open to talking a lot more today than they used to be, and they see us more as their friends rather than their foes. So I think all of that is possible. Everything, like in any government, and especially probably Mexico, works very slowly. But I know that Ken and Kenya and the efforts at the Sport Fishing Association of California are definitely making positive impacts. Access to being able to fish Guadalupe Island on a limited basis is one of them. Having the 2-fish bluefin limit in Mexico is another classic example.
I talked to Ken Franke again for Fish Association California the other day, just at the shop, the off the air, not political Ken, not saying that, and he said that our relations with Mexico are the best they've been, if not ever. That before there was a lot of addressing problems, kind of putting Band-Aids on them and getting fishing again, and now we're to the level where those things are not that way, that they're fixing problems rather than getting through them. And this was two guys BSing, not trying to be political or savvy. He said they're the best they've ever been. So I just think that we're making awesome headway down there, and we're still able to fish. And it's one of those things. It's frustrating because it's what we've always been, but we always have to take a step back and remember that it's not our country, and we're stoked to get to enjoy all the rad fishing down there, and they're still welcoming us with open arms. So I think we're in a good spot. Open? Guadalupe is definitely still the permits are still definitely valid. Basically, when the permits got issued, there was a trial period, and they needed to review that period and let. So basically, the 3 boats that had access to it were given the permits, and then there was a caveat that after that year was done, they wanted to review it and see how it went and make sure there was nothing wrong, which there certainly wasn't, and then those are going to be reinstated. The permit itself was good for 5 years, and there was like a review period to see how it went, and nobody is anticipating anything not happening with that. I mean, everything went completely smooth. The check-ins were all done to the books. Everybody's very happy. So yes, Guadalupe is definitely still open.
All right. Look forward to it.
I was just going to say I've been stopped several times by the Mexicans, by the Mexican Navy or enforcement, and it's a very pleasant experience, honestly. Typically around the Coronado Islands, have all your paperwork in order. They haven't given me any problem at all. It's about a 10-minute process. They actually videotape it themselves, and hadn't had any problems. The paperwork, a little bit of a pain, but especially the first time when you figure it out, maybe it might take you 30 minutes to an hour to get it all going. After that, it turns into about 10 or 15 minutes. You can kind of can it yourself in your computer and fill in the blanks. It's not too bad.
Perfect description.
I think it's about $30 per person when you go down there, something like that. And to me, it's worth it if I want to go.
Totally. And you got it. The first time you do it, you're going to curse at your computer 2 or 3 times. It's going to take you a half hour, and then it's 10 minutes after that. You get it down. It's quick. I think it's $23.75.
Is it
okay?
Out to, yeah.
Okay. And I'm the same. People ask me all the time, well, you guys go down there all the time. We do it. We do it every.
Absolutely.
There's plenty of people that I'm sure think that they might fudge it and do this.
Easy thing to
do. It's $25, and to get to fish down there is just so worth it every time. It's easy, and you're crazy not. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Matt, for coming down. Appreciate you coming down to Mossy Ford here and supporting our broadcast here.
Hey, with that, we're going to find out we're going to find out speaking of the Baja, we're going to find out what's going on in the Baja. We got the cast man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tour, standing by this morning. Buenos dias, cast man.
Hey, buenos dias, Ricky, Pedro. Guys have a good show this morning. Hey, guys got a good show going this morning. Keep up the good work. I'm glad you're finally listening to me regarding what kind of program to run.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good call.
It's all about you.
You got that right, Pedro. Hey, anyway, let's start off with Ixtapa Zihuatanejo. There's some good sailfish action going down there, and the blue water is right up to the harbor, so you don't have to travel far to get into the fish. Lots of sails, about 3 to 4 billed fish per day there. Blue marlin that were there in pretty good numbers have kind of slowly moved on. Rooster fish along the beach is really, really good. But they've had some really big surf, so you got to be careful when you're trolling along that beach or casting poppers. Look out for those rogue waves that come in. But some nice fish, 40 to 50 pounds. Up in Mazatlan there, they've got more sails in there than they have in the last few weeks, but things are improving there. But they still got a pretty good yellowfin tuna bite going on. But, the hot area right now is that East Cape, Cabo San Lucas, San Jose del Cabo area. Man, I'll tell you, things have really, really changed in the last week. The water has turned. Got a lot of blue water in there now, fairly close to the beach. The Ponga fleet out of La Playita there at San Jose del Cabo are fishing up inside the Sea of Cortez, and, of course, those East Cape boats are heading down to that way. What I've heard is reports on, if you can find the porpoise, 30, 35 miles out, you're going to get into some big tuna. La Playita, I think, had one about 175. We heard that there was an East Cape boat that brought one in about 300 plus. So there's some big fish if you can get out to that 30-mile mark and find the tuna. Now, inshore, still some pretty good tuna fishing there around San Luis and in that Vinorama area, jigging, using cut bait such as squid. They're getting some nice fish up to 70, 75 pounds. Also, down below that, you've got some pretty good amberjack fishing. Nice fish up to 70, 80-pound amberjack being taken on the yo-yo and also with live bait, such as the caballito. So some really, really good fishing down there, both in that San Jose del Cabo area, East Cape, East Cape area. So anyway, that's the report for this week. I'm heading down to San Quintin with some buddies end of this week. And I'll try to get you a live report down there if I got a phone connection, and we'll go from there. But otherwise, I'll talk to you guys next Saturday. If you want to book a trip into southern Baja, mainland Mexico, Central America, Christmas Island, give us a call at Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or on the web at www.casttours.com, and I'll talk to you guys hopefully next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Have a great trip, Cass. Appreciate that very much. I will talk to you next Saturday. A lot of fun going down to San Quintin this time of the year. Good luck with that. Have fun. Hey, we're here at Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach, and for those of you that may be new to our broadcast, the way to do it is you go see the Cowboy there or Tommy P, and you get a registration slip to register to win one of those great prizes. We're giving away a ton of prizes. I got a whole new shipment of new AFTCO Guy Harvey clothing yesterday, including some of that new performance wear. Awesome. The AFTEC is unbelievable. And we've got AFTCO. We got a lot of Rapala and Williamson lures, including those hot poppers that Williamson makes that we're giving away. A lot of Gamakatsu hooks and hook packs there. But that new AFTCO clothing, the Guy Harvey shirts, AFTCO Guy Harvey shirts, that new clothing that they're putting out is just impressive.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And we're giving away a bunch of that along with, the hottest lure going, the Williamson and the Rapala lures.
Papa Pro.
Yeah, the Papa Pro, all that stuff. So come on down. You go see the Cowboy or Tommy P. You get a ticket for the drawing. You get the registration for the random draw for that trip to Katmai Lodge on Alaska Airlines. And then go see Ryan over here. He's got the Fisherman's Landing T-shirt on. And you'd get into your casting contest. And get everything going here at Mossy Ford. And then go see the guys. Go see that new car in the showroom at Mossy Ford's here and ask them about all the specials that they have going on this weekend at Mossy Ford for the 4th of July sell-a-thon. Sarah is here. Sarah Lee is going to work her way up to the mic here. Thanks for coming down to Mossy Ford, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I hope everybody has a nice 4th. I was wondering with the striped bass fishing on the East Coast, the water turns white with bunker. I wonder if that's true here.
Oh, spoken like a two-Easterner, right? I think Todd might be able to maybe follow some of that.
Yeah, I can't talk too much to that, but when I used to travel up north to Virginia Beach and even a couple times to New York for surfing, a couple of my friends would take me out. We'd catch the bunker and catch some striper, but we don't get bunker out here. There's a lot of different types of bait fish, and you do get striped bass, though, and on occasion you get them in the ocean, but a lot of times we get them on the reservoirs out here and even out in the Colorado River. But
what is bunker?
Bunker would be like almost bait fish. It's almost like a saltwater shad.
Okay.
It's not a pilchard.
Fish.
Yeah.
And the,
like bait fish.
Like a bait fish, and the striped bass chase them up, and the water turns white.
They call them bunka.
Bunka.
Get you some bunka and go get some striped bass. Yeah, no, it's good times back there. And those striped bass back there get big. Have you ever got a big one?
I brought a picture.
Yeah, I got a giant one. Yeah, and the striped bass fishing in the East Coast is a classic example of a recovery fish too. They were overfished heavily. They put some protections in, and groups like CCA really worked hard to try and bring those back. And that was a classic example of something that really came back strong.
What's also becoming very big with striped bass on the East Coast is they fly fish in salt water.
Yes.
With
yeah. Well, very good. Thank you for coming down. Appreciate that very much.
All right, let's jump into the phones. Why don't we talk to Kenny, who's calling us from Hawaiian Guards this morning. Kenny, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on the phones with Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy 4th of July.
Thanks.
Hey, I had a little question about crappie fishing. My granddaughter turned 3 last weekend. We had a party for her and everything, and I bought her first real actual spinning rod. She likes to do bluegill fishing, and we're thinking about going crappie fishing today. Do anybody have any information up here around Orange County on where I might be able to go find some crappie? We're going to go head down to Laguna Niguel Lake. Used to fish there and catch some, years ago, but haven't done any lately. So, anybody got any information?
Todd? Kenny, this is Todd. I haven't crappie fished down here in Southern California. They were getting some giants up there at Clear Lake when I was up there for the FLW tournament. I was out at Diamond Valley, though, yesterday, and you mentioned bluegill and maybe fishing with your daughter. There was a lot of bluegill out at Diamond Valley yesterday in that 20 to 25-foot range. I was marking them on my meter, and I was throwing a small underspin, and I was catching bass mixed in with them, but you could feel the bluegill just banging that swim bait that I had on the underspin. So if you were interested in catching bluegill, they're stacked up pretty good out there right now in that 20 to 25-foot range at Diamond Valley.
That's cool.
There you go. All right.
Slabs.
Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate that.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Inland Boat Center is the destination for your next boat. They've been around 35 years, so they're here to stay with something for everyone. Inland Boat Center has a giant inventory of all types of boats, including the perfect saltwater fishing boats made by Arima and Defiance. Inland Boat Center has a huge 2.5-acre indoor showroom with over 300 new and pre-owned boats, making them the largest boat store on the West Coast. Family owned and operated, they are proud of their customer service. They take trades of all types. Come check out their inventory of Defiance boats from 20 to 29 feet, or the fantastic selection of the amazing Arima boats from 17 to 21 feet. Inland Boat Center has a full service department, fiberglass repair and upholstery department. Everything you need is under one roof at Inland Boat Center, 681 East San Jacinto in Paris. Check the website for the current inventory and more at inlandboatcenter.com. For decades, the Kona Kai has been considered San Diego's premier marina resort and spa. Now, with millions of dollars in upgrades, the Kona Kai Resort is a destination for travelers worldwide who can live it every day. The docks and services are the finest quality in San Diego, and the Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. As a marina tenant, you enjoy many benefits, including secured free parking, a deluxe health club, swimming pool, and more. Enjoy discounts at their restaurant, bar, and hotel. If you don't have a boat, there are memberships available at a very affordable price. The Kona Kai Club has been offering members a home away from home since 1953. Members can spend their days on Kona Kai's private beach, meet new people in the club's modern lounge, share a meal with family at Bessel Restaurant and Bar, or pamper themselves in Spa Terra. Check out ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip, or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Resort, like being on vacation every day in your own backyard.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Your hook is one of the most important parts of your fishing tackle, and that is why you should use the hook that sets the standard for quality and innovation. Gamakatsu. As Japan's leading hook manufacturer and growing at an amazing pace, Gamakatsu is responsible for introducing a unique tempering process to give Gamakatsu hooks superior strength and durability. Plus, the conically needle-honed points stay sharp. Gamakatsu offers a hook for every fishing situation, including the finest one-piece ringed hooks, light wire, standard and heavy-duty live bait hooks, and the popular Nautilus circle hooks. Get Gamakatsu hooks at your favorite tackle store and stay connected to that fish of a lifetime.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the 2016 All-Star Game. San Diego sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach. Come on down. Plenty of time to win some great prizes. Giving away a ton of great prizes from AFCO, Rapala, Shimano. Williamson, all kinds of good stuff. We're giving away a trip to Katmai Lodge on the Alagnak River in Alaska, and round-trip ticket on Alaska Airlines to one person that qualifies today, and that trip will be given away in September at our right after our last live broadcast at El Cajon Ford, which will be fun. We'll be doing one more between then at Dana Landing in Mission Bay in August, and these are always fun. We have the casting contest going full speed here, and you have a chance to win a Shimano rod, an AFCO belt, and thanks to our good friend Jeff, he brought those hot new surface irons, right, Rick?
Yeah, the Z-Bar, which have been really tough to get, even let alone that you're going to get a chance to win one for participating in the casting contest.
First,
so really,
second, and third each get one.
Yeah,
thanks to Jeff.
Really cool of Jeff to bring those down for us.
And you just got a new shipment at Fisherman's Landing. I see it today. He just shipped it to you right here at Mossy.
Yeah, we will have it at Fisherman's Landing in about another hour.
In another hour, you'll have it at Fisherman's Landing Tackle and be able to buy the hard-to-get Z-Bar down there at Fisherman's Landing there. Hey, I want to make mention that our chief engineer here, Isaiah, I want to wish him good luck swimming the English Channel. Are you kidding me?
What?
Yeah, tomorrow. He's getting on a plane going to jolly old England, where the dollar goes a little further right now, and he's going to be swimming by himself the English Channel.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man. That is
awesome. See how buff he is, man. He's been training. But well, good luck, Isaiah.
That's awesome.
Wish you good luck. We'll look forward to reporting how you did on that big swim on the English Channel tomorrow. Jim from Encinitas is here. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for coming down to Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach.
Good morning, thanks.
Hi, Jim.
Hi. It's not a bass question, but it's a swordfish question. Came across a swordfish the other day, 20, 30 yards off the boat, unfortunately, and what would be your best suggestion as to how to... We had a tank of mackerel, but we didn't have a bait hook hooked up, unfortunately, but how long do they stick around if you were to throw a mackerel out, or what would be the best thing to do from that point forward?
Ty, are you into that?
I actually put a bait out for one time I saw. That was about it. He came and followed it for a second, turned and swam off. That's my entire experience.
That was your experience with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there have been a few biting here lately, right, Rick?
They are around right now for sure.
A lot of guys say there's a lot of theories. Of course, you talk to the beak, Mike Hurd, who's caught several. He likes to slam the mackerel on the deck and stun it before he throws it in the water. Kind of look like so they don't have to chase it because they're up kind of sunning themselves and sleeping and digesting from feeding all night. A lot of guys like to clip one end of the tail on the mackerel, throw it out to them so it slows them down. Rick?
Swordfish is like the ultimate goal for an offshore guy, and if you want one, preparation is everything. Like, just treat every trip as if you're sure you are going to run into one, meaning have a dedicated, heavy rod and reel with an appropriate leader. We typically fish a heavy fluorocarbon leader, 180 or 200-pound fluoro, to a real big hook, an 8/0 size, forged southern tuna hook, and just have that in the T-top or have that down below. And preparation is everything. So when you hook those things, they pull so hard, and putting a lot of heat on them is what it takes to give you a shot to get a gaff shot out of one of them, and have a flying gaff on board. If you've been offshore, you go offshore a lot, and man, I'd really like to check that thing off the list. Just treat every trip as if you know you're going to run into one, so that when you do, you have the right gear. And a big thing when you're baiting a swordfish is we always call it braining them. You take a real big hook, and you don't just go crossways through the nose like you would with a sardine. You want to be way back in the head, because when a swordfish comes up and swats your mackerel, they usually hit it really hard. They've got a really big bill, and they're notorious for smacking the bait and tearing it off the hook. And I've definitely been the unfortunate victim of baiting a swordfish and having it whack the bait, rip it off the hook, and then watch them turn around and eat that bait and swim off. So
it's like, no.
You want to position the hook a lot farther back. They don't need to have a perfect swimming bait like a striper or even a tuna would. I mean, almost the opposite of it. You want that thing kind of quivering. So if you can hook them in a spot where maybe it wouldn't be real good for the longevity of the bait living, but he can whack it a few times and not rip it off, that'd be a real good tip too. I've been the victim of it and know a lot of guys do the same. So you want to get that hook way back so he doesn't rip it off when they whack it.
Thank you very much.
All right, good luck next time.
Good luck on the trip, man, for sure. Totally. It's exciting to see that.
Get it all at Dana Landing in Mission Bay. It's truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing has you covered with several boats, including the new Blackjack, perfect for 2 to 4 anglers, and the Impulse that will carry up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, plus expert anglers on staff to help. They even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. The deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. When it comes to freshwater tackle, East County Bait and Tackle is the spot for a great day on the lake. The ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures and live bait. ECBT has a staff
to keep fishing, and I think it can make a difference. Colors especially make a difference when there's a lot of pressure on the fish, I think. I've been back and forth into colors a little bit. I'm kind of back into colors because several times I've had my partner next to me catch fish on a particular color, fishing the bait the same way that I was, and I didn't get the bites. I changed, and I get the bites, just like he did, and vice versa. So I'm a little more back into colors now, thinking that it can make a difference.
So the color of the lead head, do you want to try to match it with the piece of plastic that you have? Or
You certainly can, and that'll give it a more natural look. I'm big into eyes, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yeah, I am. I really feel that especially bigger fish will eat a bait at the head. They won't necessarily pick at the tail. Smaller fish will pick at the tail. A big fish will come up and grab it at the head. That's what he does. That's how he operates.
Truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing had you covered with several boats, including the new Blackjack, perfect for 2 to 4 anglers, and the Impulse that will carry up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, plus expert anglers on staff to help. They even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. The deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. When it comes to freshwater tackle, East County Bait and Tackle is the spot for a great day on the lake. The ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures and live bait. ECBT has a staff second to none when it comes to sharing their passion for fishing. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is right across from SeaWorld next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check DanaLanding.com for more details.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointloma-sportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Some of the joys of the live broadcast.
Yeah. We're live here at Mossy, Ford, and PB, having a little technical problems, but we're getting them all straight and getting some great questions answered by Todd and Ty. Todd, if you had a favorite lake here in Southern California, which one would that be?
For me, my favorite lake is Diamond Valley.
Diamond Valley.
It's the largest Southern California reservoir we have here, and with that, there's a lot of diversity there. You can fish deep, you can fish shallow. Probably the only thing it doesn't really have for us out here is tules, which a lot of the San Diego lakes do. But it's got a lot of wood, a lot of sheer walls, outside humps, and that type of thing, and so it really allows you to do a lot of different techniques out there. And so for me, that's my favorite.
Okay, cool, fun. And what's your favorite technique out there?
Whatever's biting, whatever's working. You know, I'll go down to 5-pound test and drop shot if I have to, or I'll throw a 10-inch triple trout. You know, whatever they're eating.
All right. Yeah, indeed.
All right.
Do we have something?
Yeah, we sure do. We're going to start off our catch report.
No, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and talk to Tony in San Marcos. Good morning, Tony. You here? Tony is here from San Marcos. Is he around?
He's coming up.
Tony's casting.
That's Tony's casting. All right, we'll skip Tony and we'll talk. Bring up. Let's see. That one doesn't have a name on it. Let's go ahead and talk to Michael, who just returned from Sitka. Come on up, Michael.
I know Michael's here. Fun getting to fish with Michael at Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Good morning, Michael.
What'd you think of that trip, Michael?
Oh, it was a fantastic trip. If anybody ever gets to go, you'll be in heaven.
Yeah, you want to go back?
I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
Did you catch any fish?
No, they get anything.
No?
The freezer's packed.
Well, you brought back a couple big boxes of fish, too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, you won that trip last year
on
at our live broadcast. You were the grand prize winner.
How cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was nice. It was a great trip. All the guys on the boat, I think, were nice. The captains were great. The food was... I'd put their food up against the best restaurants we got here in San Diego. That's how good the food was.
And then Alaska Airlines service, they took good care of you?
Oh, yeah. Alaska Airlines, no problem.
That's great.
Cool, no problem. Actually, when we took off, I thought I'd seen moose or something in one of the lakes.
No kidding.
Because you see it coming this way, and it went right up on the bank. So it was either a deer or a moose. But
probably down south there, it would mostly likely be a deer.
Yeah.
Because there's no moose that far.
No, it was big.
That's cool.
It was big.
Maybe in a bear.
Yeah, and Big Mama is still out there. The 500-pound halibut is still there.
You didn't catch it.
Safe for one more year.
Trying.
Okay.
I was trying. But I did take a picture of the one that's in one of the storefronts when they go in Sitka, Alaska. They get that big stuff one.
Right.
I took a picture of that one. Oh, Mama, I caught it and I had to release it.
There you go. Well done.
So we got a good fish story.
Good. Glad it was great to have you up there at King Leisure Charters.
I just got a question for on bass fishing. I always think of bass fishing early in the morning or in the evening. I never tried to get it at night because I just don't think they bite. But what is the... I know you just mentioned the other lake, but here in San Diego, what's the best lake and what's the best time for that lake?
All of the lakes go through different phases, and one lake, one week it could be El Cap, next weekend it could be Lake Hodges. It just depends, A lot of times that's due, in fact, to the forage, when the shad are up or what's happening out there. For me, to your point, a lot of times it's morning or evening are the best bites. If you ever get out at night, the bass fishing can be unbelievable at night, especially in the summertime because it's so hot in the summer. They're very inactive. They're down deep, and at night they'll come up and they'll get up in the shallows, and they're very very aggressive. You catch a lot of good topwater fish in the summertime at night. So if you ever get a chance, get out there and when you fish at night, everything is intensified. That strike that maybe didn't feel that strong in the day sure is strong at night. But one thing that's pretty interesting is if you're fishing plastics at night, the bats will fly in your line. If you've got like your nav lights on, they'll come towards those nav lights, and you think, oh, I just got bit by a bat. So you stop setting the hook, and then all of a sudden your rod almost gets ripped out of your hand because in fact you did get bit. So
oh wow,
that's cool.
You're definitely alert at night. But yeah, I'd recommend if you can get out there at night, check it out.
Okay.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot for coming.
All right. Well, let's head all the way up to Whalers Cove right now. We got Captain John on the line giving us our weekly catch report, a little update what's going on at Whalers Cove. Good morning, John.
Well, good morning. It's phenomenal up here. I have seen so many big halibut this last week. I just don't understand why they're here so early. About 3 days ago, we had captains recording 18 big releases. And when I say big releases, we had several over 200, several in the hundreds, and it was quite the contest to win the 2-for-1 up here. So the big halibut, for whatever reason, are all over the place. We're just getting them like mad. In fact, yesterday somebody caught a 71, somebody else got a 72, and, some 60s. And we had a rather large coho come in for this early in the year. We had a 12-pounder yesterday, so things are looking really, really good up here.
Wow, fantastic.
Awesome.
Now, have you seen kings yet?
Yeah, we've seen a few kings. They're starting to make their way in. They're doing well on the outside, and they're a little bit late this year, but starting to see more salmon. And most of us are just concentrating on playing with those big halibut because it's just the best I've seen.
Wow. Well, that's good news for our trip in August. If the salmon are late, we're going to get kings, halibut, silvers, and more. Lots going on there. And I know Whalers Cove, it's such a great operation, and you guys do such a good job. And everything's, what are you, about 10 minutes from the lodge right now fishing?
No, I'm at the lodge. It's breakfast time. This is turnover day. We've got the catamaran coming in, bringing in 45 guests, and we're busy. We're really, really busy. It's a popular place. We do have a few spots open in September. That's going to be prime giant coho time, plus the halibut are still around, and of course the Pacific cod. So if anybody wants to try and get in this year. Like I said, we've got a few spots that are limited in September, but the more important thing is we're booking out into 2017 and 2018 now. So if you want those prime spots and when you've got vacation, now is the time to get on the phone or get online and get your bookings. If you call 1-800-423-3123, that's 1-800-423-3123, you can talk to Jay or one of the gals here and get your reservations, or you can go online to see, what we're all about. It's whalerscovelodge.com. That's whalerscovelodge.com, and you can find out all about us. And for your group coming up, I know we're going to have spectacular fishing and have a good time. Do you have any spots left, Pete?
Pete here. I was fortunate enough to use the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 touchscreen chart plotter and sonar unit on my boat this summer and fall. And let me say, it's truly incredible. With an easy-to-use tablet-style interface that's fresh but familiar, the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 combines a multi-touch screen with push-to-select rotary dial for precision control and speedy response. As for marking schools of tuna, yellowtail, and more, it's the best. You run over a school, and there they are in full color and high definition. The new NSS Evo 2 built-in sonar technology, including chirp and structure scan, can't be beat. I recently added the Simrad AP24 autopilot to my system. I've had other autopilots before, but I can tell you this one is simple, sensitive, and accurate. It integrates with my Simrad NSS Evo 2. I set a waypoint, touch the screen, and the boat steers to that spot. There's a lot more to the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 system and AP24 autopilot I'd like to tell you, but best just go to your local Simrad dealer or see simrad-yachting.com for more details.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the 2016 All-Star Game. San Diego sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing. Are you aware that Fisherman's Landing has the finest charter boat fleet on the West Coast? We have charter boats from 50 to 85 feet in length and can accommodate charter groups from 8 to over 50 passengers. If you are planning to book a charter this year, I wouldn't wait too long. With the outstanding fishing that we've had the past 2 seasons, prime fishing dates for 2016 are already disappearing. If you have never booked a charter before, all you have to do is contact a few fishing buddies, pick a date, and call the landing. Our office crew will make booking your charter a breeze. If your group is from 8 to 14 anglers, the Bluefin, Pacific Quest, or Maximus would be perfect. If you have 15 to 35 fishermen, check out the Pacific Dawn, Fortune, Commander, Islander, or the Pegasus. You can also charter our open party boats, Dolphin, Prowler, Condor, and Pacific Queen. Don't allow your prime fishing date to slip away. Charter one of Fisherman's Landing's premier boats for a spring yellowtail trip or a summer or fall offshore tuna trip. You will be happy you did. You can find us at www.fishermanslanding.com or call us at 619-221-8500 to book your fishing charter.
If the fish are biting, I'm on my boat, rain or shine. Of course, I wear my life jacket. It's like wearing a seatbelt. Clip it on, grab my tackle box, and hit the water.
Love California, Boat California, Save California. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
One of my favorite things about fishing, in addition to hooking up a nice yellowfin, is a chance to meet great people. And when I run into someone that served our country or a local hero that has served our community, I make it a point to say thank you. And right now, your San Diego County Ford dealer would like to show their gratitude by offering all first responders, active military personnel, veterans, and retirees a special appreciation bonus on top of current offers available on a new Ford car, truck, or SUV. It's your Ford dealer's way of saying thank you. Thank you to all first responders and military personnel for your service to us all. When duty calls, when disaster strikes, when others are in need, they go first, and they deserve to be recognized. To learn more about this special appreciation bonus, go to FordHonorsTheHeroes.com. That's FordHonorsTheHeroes.com. Or simply stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer. They'll be glad to hook you up.